Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahushua, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom family, I'm your brother, Pierre Ligi, and welcome back to The Remnant Awakens. If you've been with me through the last few episodes, you already know we don't shy away from truth here, even the hard ones. We dig, we unpack, we question, and we open up the scriptures together as one people, no matter where we scattered: West Africa, America, Nigeria, Caribbean, Dominican Republic, wherever. And today, we're diving deep into something amazing that every one of you should know. All right, let's get into it. So before we get too far, let me frame the conversation with Ivrim, Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6. I love this one, and I always come back to it. But without belief, it is impossible to please him. For he that comes to Elohim must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. That's a mouthful right there. But don't miss it. This is about faith, emunah, right? First and foremost. And it's not just believing in Yahuwah, up in the clouds, aloof, or whatever, but believing he's personally invested, a rewarder, a giver, not just an observer. I run into folks all the time. Y'all probably do too. Maybe you feel it yourself. How do I know if Yahuwah really sees what I'm doing? Is he actually gonna show up? I mean, I get it, especially in this world, right? There's so much deception, like we covered back when we talked about the mystery of iniquity in an episode. Everything's upside down, and faith sometimes feels slippery. But look, if you come to him, you gotta come correct, with the mindset that he is and he sees, period. And he's gonna honor your real honest search for truth. Like, he'll reward the one who keeps pressing in, not the one with all the answers. And some of y'all might think, but I'm struggling, I fall, it's messy. You're in good company. The whole story of the Hebrews is real, raw, messy. Just ask David, right? The stories we learn from in the Torah is full of overcomers who had to hold on, even in the dark. Now, this is my favorite part right here. Let's talk about the rewards and crowns. Scripture gives us specific details on that subject, and sorry I haven't talked about it enough. There are actual crowns Yahuwah's set aside for the faithful. Not only 2 different type of crowns, but 5 different type of crowns. Not like the glittering expensive crowns of kings and queens of the earth. You can't even compare it, but something real, precious, eternal marks of overcoming, of pressing in, of not giving up. First, there's the crown of life. This is for those who endure, even unto death. Persevere through trial and temptation. Think Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes this life feels heavy, but that promise keeps me moving. Then second one, there's the incorruptible crown. That one is in 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 25. A crown that doesn't fade for those who discipline themselves, who run the race with self-control. Third one, the crown of righteousness. That's for those who love his appearing. Not people who got it all together, but those yearning for Yahusha's return. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 8, if you want to check me. Fourth one, the crown of glory for the faithful shepherds, the ones who care for others, serve the flock, lay their life down. That one is in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 4. And finally, the crown of rejoicing. It's called the soul winner's crown, those who bring others into the kingdom. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 19. Where was I going with all this? Oh right, the reward is personal, it's real, it's eternal, it's promised by Yahuwah himself. So whenever you feel like no one sees the struggle, nah, he sees, and he's gonna honor that. Let's build on that for a minute. You know how Yahusha said, the meek will inherit the earth, not the powerful, not the wicked, not the religious, but those who humbled themselves, fought through, kept the commandments of Yahuwah and the faith of Yahusha. That's wild if you actually stop and think about it, because every system here tells you gotta strive, climb, dominate, live your best life now, and step on others to get ahead. But Yahusha made it clear, the real inheritance isn't for the proud, the wicked, or the powerful, but it's for the humble, the loyal, the ones who stay faithful even when the world ignores and hate them. They're the ones who will rule, rebuild, and walk in the promises. It makes sense if you go back, just like we did when we looked at that one episode. Yasharel always gets trampled on, disrespected, enslaved, looked down on, and cast aside. But Yahuwah turns it all around and says, no, you are my chosen. You will rule and reign with me. That's as real as it gets. And every time I reflect on it, it blows my mind. So, family, when we talk about ruling in the kingdom, remember, it's not about worldly power. Yashar El, the natural branch, chosen from the beginning, will rise as the head and not the tail. And alongside them, the grafted-in believers, the wild branches, stand as co-heirs, sharing in the promises through Yahusha. Together, they will rule in a renewed earth, yet each with their distinct place in Yahuwah's order. That truth alone should stir us to live set apart. People ask me this all the time, new seekers, or those who've been wounded by religion. Pierre, why keep going? Why keep fighting? Especially when the fruit doesn't show right away, when family misunderstands you, or when even churches reject you. Let me make it clear. You're not running for nothing. You're not obeying for religion. You're not standing for man's approval, likes, or applause. No. Yahuwah says you are running for a crown, contending for his word, fighting for your place in the renewed eternal earth, where there will be peace, righteousness, and love forever, with no trace of evil, not even death. You live to make a difference first unto him and then for others. And if you're waiting for everybody else to get it, you'll wait forever. This walk isn't for the faint of heart, like we unpacked before in the episode about the war in heaven. There's a real battle for souls, for truth, for inheritance. But your faithfulness, your real behind-the-scenes faithfulness matters. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, Yahuwah is doing more than you see. Family, I just want to leave you with this. Whatever part of the world you're listening from, whatever situation you're in, you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. And your inheritance isn't lost. The world will keep telling you it's about where you come from, what you look like, who you know. But Yahuwah is writing a new chapter, and he's gathering his remnant, Don't let religious deception or the doubts of others talk you out of your destiny. Hold on, keep seeking, stay faithful. I say this every time because it's true and cause I gotta remind myself too. We haven't seen anything yet, and the best is still coming for the true Hebrews in covenant and all grafted in believers. I'm Pierre Ligi, your brother from the tribe of Yehuda, and this is the Remnant Awakens. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth, and comment below with what stood out to you the most. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Until next time, Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour onto me, and thank you for breaking out the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudi.